Hello everyone, Luke here again. Next video for Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Deck profile like I always do after each Duelist challenge. Alright, so the Salamangreat Cyberse deck. Okay, yeah, it's only 1, 2, 3, yeah, only 4 actual Salamangreat main monsters that we have in this game. Yeah, obviously, plus just the Heat Leo, and yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and of course the Ritual Monster. I just put a couple in there for the hell of it. Yeah, none of the structure deck stuff, so no Zexal or anything else, you know, Circle, etc. But anyway, just made this. It was fun. As always, just make fun stuff, not designed to be meta or win online with. Just, I suppose you can do okay. But anyway, let's just get to it. So 3 backup secretary. If you control a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only do it once per turn this way, but it's a good way to get links happening. And okay, Flame Buffalo. It's a fire monster. If this face-up card leaves the field, you can discard a Cyberse monster and draw 2 cards. So obviously you can use it for link summon or etc. It leaves the field, discard, draw 2 cards. Not bad. Lady Debug, it's a really good card. It's limited to 1 in real life. If this card is normal summoned or special summon, you can add a level 3 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Lady Debug once per turn. A couple of Manju as well. I just put in a couple of ritual monsters, just, yeah, because I felt like it. Rom Claudia, when this is normal summon, you can target 1 Cyberse monster in your graveyard, except Rom Claudia, add it to your hand. So a good way to recycle cards. Also, if destroyed by battle, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster, except Rom Claudia. So yeah, floater, and lets you add something to your hand. So it's pretty good card, actually. Okay, some Salamangreats here. So Falco, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a Salamangreat spell trap in your graveyard and set that target to your field. Whoops. Also, if this card's in your graveyard, you can target a Salamangreat monster you control except Falco, return to the hand, and special summon this card. So returning stuff, special summoning, it's alright. Foxy's pretty good. When it's normal summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, add 1 excavated Salamangreat card to your hand. Shuffle the rest back into the deck. If it's in the graveyard and a face-up spell trap is on the field, you can discard a Salamangreat, special summon, and destroy a face-up spell or trap card on the field. So a good way of bringing this guy out from the graveyard, destroying potential spell and trap cards that could be annoying. Jack Jaguar does piercing damage. Also, if you control a Salamangreat Link monster, unfortunately there's only 1 in this game, and it's in the graveyard, you can target a Salamangreat monster in your graveyard except Jack Jaguar, shuffle the deck, and then you get to special summon this to a zone your Salamangreat Link monster points to. So another card that is possibly special summon from the graveyard. It's at 1800, does piercing damage, is pretty good anyway. Mia, if this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it for your normal draw, you can reveal this card, special summon it from your hand. If this card is in your hand, you can discard another Salamangreat card and special summon it. So you can bring it with the Cyberse Beacon, you can get it by Foxy, you can also get it by Lady Debug, you can get it by Flame Buffalo, and there's quite a few different ways of getting it. And also goes, yeah, there's the beacon and the back door, yep. So Emerald Eagle, I just put in a couple of ritual monsters because it just felt like it. So that it comes with the Will of the Salamangreat. And let's see, when it's, if you ritual summon this card using another Emerald Eagle, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls, and once per turn you contribute 1 Salamangreat Link monster. Only Heat Leo at the moment. This card gains the effect at the start of the damage step. If this card battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. The Cynet backdoor target a Cyberse monster you control, banish it, and if you do, add one Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand whose attack is lower than the monster's original attack. During your next standby phase, return that monster banished by this effect to the field. It can attack directly, but either way, it's just a good way of adding cards, maybe the Mia, plus your monster comes back anyway, that can be used for link summons or whatever. Okay, and there's the ritual card. So you can tribute monsters from your hand or field, equal or excess, so it's pretty good. Now, if you control a fire link monster, you can use Salamangreat monsters in your graveyard by shuffling them into the deck. If this card in its own possession is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can special summon an Emerald Eagle from your hand, ignoring its summoning condition. So that's not bad. But it has to be destroyed by, your opponent has destroyed by card effect anyway. I just ran one Sanctuary since we only have the Heat Leo in this game, but if you link summon a Salamangreat link monster, you can use one Salamangreat link monster you control with its same name as the entire Tyrael. So you'd probably see, if you watch the anime, if you got Heat Leo on the field, they'll use Salamangreat Sanctuary to use Heat Leo as the entire fodder for another Heat Leo. Now, if during damage calculation, if your monster battles, you can pay 1000 life points, target a link monster you control, make a stack 0, and if you do, gain life points equal to its original attack. Yeah, so I only ran one of it since it's not that good in this game because of the lack of monsters. A couple of just Twin Twisters. A Will of the Salamangreat, so during your main phase you can special summon a Salamangreat from your hand or graveyard, so that's once per turn. That's pretty good. You can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, target a Salamangreat link monster you control that was link summoned using a monster with the same name as material, as I said before, using that with the Heat Leos, etc. Yoink! Special summon Salamangreat monsters from the hand in or graveyard in defense position up to the number of that monster's link rating. You can only use one Will of Salamangreat effect per turn and only once per turn. I run 2 of them. Anyway, let's see, the 3 Cyberse Beacon. If you took damage by battle or an opponent's card effect this turn, add a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. You actually pretty good. So any damage, just basically I've got a target for everything's level 3 or 4, plus you got the level 2 Mia, which can then be special summoned. Just a pretty good card in general. I mean, any battle damage, get to add whatever you feel like. So a couple of Salamangreat gift, discard a Salamangreat monster, send a Salamangreat monster from your deck to the graveyard, then draw a card. Now, if you control a Salamangreat that was link summoned using a monster with the same name as material, once again this effect with Heat Leo, you can discard a Salamangreat monster and draw 2 cards. Yep. And a couple of Solemn Strikes. Okay, extra deck down here, so oops. Akashic Magician, it's 2 monsters with the same type, so everything except the Manju's Cyberse. You can only link summon this card once per turn. This card is link summon, return all monsters this card points to the hand. You can declare a card name. Excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the total link rating of the link monsters co-linked to this card, and if you do, excavate any of the excavated cards. If you get them correct, you can add them to the hand and send the remaining to the graveyard. Another way of summoning me up. Anyway, Overload Dragon. Everyone should know what this is. And of course, the Boral Sword. The Code Talker, do a little Chimera because just about everything is fire, and everyone gets the 500 bonus for the fire monsters, etc. Also, if it's destroyed battle card effect, you can add a fire monster in your graveyard to your hand. So it's pretty cool how it recycles like that. And just heaps of this guy was pretty good because of against 200. It's pretty easy to get multiple Link 2s out with this deck. Honeybot protection. Yeah, Nightmare Phoenix because it's also a fire type, plus gives the opportunity to destroy spell and trap cards and draw a card if it's co-linked. Let's see, the Hint of Stag helps your monsters can do piercing damage. Jack already does that, but others might be able to. Anyway, so here's the Heat Leo anyway, 2 fire effect monsters. You see there are plenty of fire monsters in the deck and also in the extra deck. Okay, if this card is link summon, you can target one card in your opponent's spell or trap card, it shuffles into the deck. Once per turn during your main phase, if this card was link summoned using Salamangreat Heat Leo as the material, you can target one face-up monster on the field and one monster in the graveyard. The attack of the first target becomes equal to the other targets until the end of this turn. I didn't even bother summoning in this guy, to be honest, didn't really need to. But obviously he's the signature monster for Soul Burner and Salamangreat deck. And Sayuja. And yeah, I was able to get quite a few Link 4s in this deck, so that was pretty good. But anyway, that is your Salamangreat Cyberse. Next time I won't even bother running this guy. I just put him there for the hell of it, but yeah. But anyway, until next time, thank you all for watching and see you again soon.